Yeah, this is my spoiler warning, so if you've not seen this film or any other ones that I'll be posting, then click off. But this is my spoiler warning.
North Pole.
Just remember, the true spirit of Christmas lies in your heart.
You coming?
Where?
Why, to the North Pole, of course. This is the Polar Express. All aboard!
I hope this train has a safe trip. I mean, what can go wrong?
What's up, people? Today I'll be doing a movie review for Polar Express. This is my first nostalgic review, so yeah, there's that. So as usual, I'll be getting to the breakdown. First, I get to initial thoughts and the positives and negatives. The positives will be the leading concept, fun sequences, and also then character traits. And for the negatives, it will be exaggerated / questionable scenes, missed opportunities when it comes to the concept / sequences, and then character dialogue. And then I'll end it my ending thoughts. So as a kid and up to now, I still enjoy seeing this particular film during Christmas, especially having a mixture of these wholesome / fun sequences throughout the film. Although growing up, there were certain scenes, like looking at them now, it definitely made me question them in exactly why they were added in the way that they were implemented. First, I'll be getting to the believing concept. So throughout the film, there are moments in expressing verbally on the idea of believing and, whether or not we should believe, as well as more physical expressions on the concept as well. A clear physical example will be towards the end of the film when Hero Boy was finally able to hear the bell ring after not hearing it for some time, since he didn't truly believe at first. Even other examples like the hobo guy and how he poofed away at times, and how Hero Boy thought he saw Santa's shadow, but it was his dad with a Christmas hat. And for more verbal examples being when the Hero Boy was questioning where the train was going.
Are we really going to the North Pole?
Hobo teasing on the boys' mixed thoughts on belief.
You don't want to be bamboozled. You don't want to be let down the primrose path.
And although the concept of that was pretty much on a surface kind of level, it was still enjoyable in having these moments around this idea on belief and seeing the curiosity in Hero Boy's face and lots of teasing that further makes him still have doubts until the end where it all changed. Next, I'll be getting to the fun sequences. So looking back at the actual book, they kept a lot of the different scenes that are shown in the film, but I definitely appreciated the add-ons that were done to sort of spice things up for the most part, since to be fair, the actual book is a lot more toned down. Such sequences being the hobo and the Hero Boy slaying down on top of the train before they hit flat roof tunnel, just jumping from passenger car to passenger car, doing Tokyo type drifts across the ice and getting away from the cracking of the surface, to even exploring the area in where the presents go and just seeing all the behind the scenes and making sure that everything is running smooth. Just overall, just scenes that are more just, for pure fun or to elevate parts when at least comparing to the book. And I enjoyed it. Next will be character traits. Again, this is another aspect that was surface level, but it was nice to see the different traits from the kids being played. Of course, Hero Boy being the curious one on the idea of belief, girl having a more courageous leader showcasing sometimes, the nerd being a straight smartass, to put it quite simple, and the shy boy being distant and not really making any new friends. One negative I will say is that I wish we got in more scenes, at least for the shy boy, because at times it did feel like he was just forgotten and really didn't make much use of his character. Next, I'll be moving on to the negatives, and I'll be first talking about exaggerated / questionable scenes. As much as there are fun moments throughout, there were times where I definitely raised an eyebrow for some scenes that in between sequences or for the more just fun kind of sequences. So going back to the more fun scenes, the one that I didn't mention that I thought was pushing it a bit far was the crazy roller coaster train scene. Mainly because at least the other scenes there were more grounded, and I can dispense the exaggeration for them, and I just simply can't say the same for this one. Now, I will be nitpicky for some scenes that I'll be mentioning, but again, I just can't help myself in just coming to the conclusion and having these scenes be replaced for other scenes that could have helped with other components. An example would be the whole situation of the boy trying to keep safe the girl's tickets. It just felt so unnecessary in what he did, and all he could have done was just simply sat in her seat and just waited for her to come back. Another being the whole ticket scenario, and the girl goes with the conductor, and the nerd just says that she'll be thrown off. I genuinely want to know what the thought process about in having such a curveball of a dialogue, or even the little pin that fell off the lever causing such a crack on the ice. And lastly, seeing the amount of passenger cars that were added when getting shots of the wolf and seeing the train pass by on the bridge. I bet they just added more passenger cars since it'll just look better than, when it passed the original amount. Yeah, what the fuck. Next, I'll be going to missed opportunities when it comes to the concept / sequences. In terms of the concept, it would have been nice to have a more, defining moment in seeing Hero Boy start to actually believe more and more as he goes along the journey. Basically having more teasing kind of scenes, whether it's visually or verbally, in where it can make the boy start to at least be more, convinced on what's going on. I think some good moments to add these teasing type scenes would have been when they arrived at the North Pole and they're seeing all these elves, or when the Polar Express arrived at the houses. I do think that it could have brought at least more visual notations on the boy changing to believing more bit by bit. And for the sequences, it would have been nice to have fun scenes in the different passenger cars, since you'd get one filled with old, broken, and dirty toys. So definitely a missed opportunities in having different theme-related passenger cars, and have scenes with the hobo messing with the other kids as well, on their beliefs, trying to put doubt on them. Lastly, I'll be talking about character dialogue. This one's simple. The dialogue between the main characters felt lackluster. I think by adding more dialogue, not necessarily on really knowing them, but more as of telling, let's say their experiences on Christmas, what they think about Christmas, their favorite Christmas song, or even trying to somehow tie it back to the whole belief concept. So just more wholesome kind of conversations between them all. So overall, despite some of the issues I might have with this film as I was, growing up and stuff that I realized, I still enjoy watching it every Christmas, as I said. Whether it's the fun sequences in order to spice up some things along the journey, or having such questionable scenes at times, there is fun to have when playing around the concept of belief. As for the rating of this film, I'll be giving The Polar Express a 7.5 out of 10. Anyways, later.